Welcome back. I am Missy Heidrich, and we are here now at Big 12 Media Days with the contingent from Oklahoma State, head coach J.C. Hoyt, senior guard Annegret Ossie, fifth-year senior Riley Langerman, and sophomore guard Staley Hurd. Welcome to all of you. Coach, an NCAA tournament appearance in your first year in Stillwater. Last year, a run of injuries, tough losses throughout the season. What did you learn not only about yourself as a head coach, but about your team, the culture of this program, and where you want it moving forward?
Well, in terms of our team, I just learned about their toughness and their grit, their ability to be resilient in the face of adversity, which we saw a lot of. I've never gone through a season like that ever as an assistant or a head coach or even a player. I've been very fortunate to never even lose a single player to a season-ending injury, and we lost about 4 last year. So it was really tough, but these 3 beside me, they played through it. They never made excuses. They never played the victim. And I am so proud of who they were in those moments. And I'm so proud now of our culture because of what they established as our foundation for toughness when it comes to that.
Because of the portal, we always see new faces on rosters, and we've seen and met many of them already here today, but you've got some veterans leading the way, including these 3. How important is that leadership? What have they brought to the gym and off the court to kind of create that unity and that toughness within your culture of your program?
Well, I think that adversity can either, be divisive for teams or it can bring people together. And again, for these 3, I think it really brought them together. But we want to be in the tournament. We want to win in the tournament. That's the standard that we have at Oklahoma State. That's what we want to get back to this year. And I think the great thing about last season was that they didn't like the way that it went. To not be playing in a postseason tournament, that's hard. That's brutal. And I know that these 3 don't want to feel that feeling ever again. So it's been great to see them really come together as a group, but then also lead the way for this team that we have now this season and say, hey, this is what it's going to take. This is what it needs to look like. We don't want to have that feeling again.
How has practice been going? What have you liked from this group? What are some things that have, kept you up a little bit more sleepless other than the fact that you are expecting in just a few weeks?
Yeah, I'm not sleeping very well right now. No, I love their work ethic. I love their buy-in. They're very hungry right now to work hard, to compete. They're very hungry to be coached. I've been able, and my staff has been able to coach them really, really hard, which has been fun. This is a group that just wants to get better every day. So as a staff, we get to focus on basketball and basketball only. We're not coaching effort. We're not, dealing with things that don't have anything to do with basketball. It's just basketball, and that is a really good feeling.
Well, a competitive gym means that you've got 3 leaders right here. Senior Annegret Ossie, a 2024 All Big 12 honorable mention selection. Annegret, as a veteran on this team, how would you define your own personal leadership? You led this team in assists. The ball is in your hands a lot over the course of a game. How do you define your own leadership on the floor?
I feel like, especially like this year now, just kind of getting everybody on the same page. When we're like learning new plays or like running them through in practice and stuff, like just kind of slowing everything down for everybody and like kind of bringing the calmness.
Mm-hmm. Making it a little bit more simple. And sometimes that's, as we've had a lot of point guards up here, and we always say they're like quarterbacks. They do a little bit of everything, and you've got to run the show. What did you focus on in the off season? What were some of the things that you said, this is where I can get better to help my team?
I feel like mostly it was mental, just being able to like work through my own, like getting in my head and stuff. Still working on it, obviously. I'm still young and like still learning, but I feel like overall, like I'm not letting my mistakes like affect my game that much.
Absolutely. Riley Langerman, a fifth-year senior, action in 29 games a year ago. I know that practices, obviously, are intense. They're tough and very competitive. How have you guys felt like practices have been going? And what have you liked to see from your team as a veteran yourself?
Yeah, I think Coach JC really covered it. All of our practice, really, our emphasis is on toughness and on pushing through, and I think that our team has focused on that, and every single day we get better, and we just keep, one of our biggest things about our program is to have a growth mindset, and I think that we apply that in every area. And what that looks like is being coachable, and I think that that's something really special about this group. We all really want to get better in every single thing, so I think that translates really well.
Makes a big difference. Makes it a lot easier to come into the gym every day. I'm sure that is one thing. Sophomore guard Staley Hurd, all Big 12 freshman team selection. You started all 30 games a year ago, averaged just shy of 13 points. That was a fantastic freshman year, one of many great freshmen in this league. Some will say you don't want to have a sophomore slump. So how have you gotten in the gym, and what have you focused on for your game coming into this second year?
For me, really, it's like taking care of my body, trying to stay on the court and learning how to become that leader that we need for this team, and that I have to be vocally, like I have to be able to talk and be able to communicate with my teammates. But getting in the gym, of course, getting shots up, but also really emphasizing on taking care of my body.
All right, I'm going to open it up for any of our media members here that have any questions. Please raise your hand. We've got one here in the front.
Coach Matthew Postins, Heartland College Sports. I'm curious about how your front court has shaken out during fall workouts. You got some talent there, but players that haven't really had the opportunity to prove themselves on the floor to this point.
Yeah, I really like where we're at. It's we're working every day on kind of figuring out how to make things mesh and come together with so many new pieces. But I think that our staff did an amazing job in the portal, and we were able to really get some great size in the portal. Tenan Magasa is one of the best shot blockers in the country. Statistically coming in, and she's made a huge impact. And then of course, praise for us from last year. She's shaping up to be a really great player, I think, for us. And then we were able to add another player, Stacey Jones, who is very different from those two. She's fast. I think all three of those players are really going to allow us to get back to the style that we want to play, which is a fast-paced style. We were so limited with injuries last year, and just having kind of a different, a different roster than what I'm used to having to play the up-tempo speed that we want. And I'm excited for this group to really help us get back to that.
Coach, I would ask you, as you think about this upcoming season, the grind that is the Big 12, you understand it. It looks different than it did even a year ago. But then what did you want to accomplish with your non-conference? And think about what were some of the challenges you needed to present to this team, but also to give yourselves opportunity for confidence and success.
Yeah, I think we have a really great balance of some teams that, are going to really allow us to kind of play with some lineups and see, what we're made of, how we want that to look. But also, a lot of those teams are really good. We've got our non-conference, maybe not the big names that some people are familiar with, but for example, we've got Fairfield, who had a tremendous year last year. We've got Arkansas. We've got Richmond, who was in the NCAA tournament. So we're going to find out what we're made of very early in the month of November. But I'm excited. We got a lot of home games, and there's nothing like being at home. So I'm really excited to just get our team in front of our fans and let them get a taste of who I think are the greatest fans in the conference. And so it's going to be good. It's a good blend, I think, of really challenging us, but also kind of giving us some familiarity on our home court and let our kids understand kind of how to connect and build that chemistry.
Well, if there's one thing we all know here in Big 12 country is the fans in Stillwater are rabid and they love college basketball. So we know they will be there. Best of luck to the three of you. Coach, best of luck to you and to your family.